Hi, what if there were numbers smaller than zero? Now, today that question seems ordinary. We talk about temperatures below zero, bank accounts with negative balances, and elevations below sea level. But there was a time when negative numbers seemed absurd. How could you possibly have less than nothing? Yet, someone was curious enough to ask the question. And mathematics grew. Then another question appeared. What if we could undo the squaring process? If 3 squared equals 9, could we find a number whose square is 2? And that question led mathematicians to discover irrational numbers, numbers that cannot be written as fractions. Well, then came an even stranger question. What if the square root of -1 existed? Now, at first, this seemed completely impossible. After all, no positive number multiplied by itself gives a negative result. And yet, mathematicians explored the idea anyway. And that curiosity eventually led to complex numbers, which today helps to describe electricity and sound waves and modern physics. So again and again, mathematics has grown because someone asked a question, what if? What if there is another kind of number? What if this pattern continues? What if geometry worked differently? What if infinity behaves different than we expect? It is easy to think about mathematics as being about certainty, and in some ways it can be. But before there was certainty, there was curiosity. Before there were theorems, there were questions. And before there were answers, there were people willing to explore. I've come to believe that curiosity is one of the most powerful forces in human history. It expands mathematics, it expands science, and it expands us. Because every new discovery begins the same way. Someone becomes curious enough to ask, what if? Now, maybe the curiosity you need today is not about discovering a new kind of number. Maybe it's simply asking, is there a different way to solve my algebra problem? Is there another perspective I have not considered? Could there be more here than I currently see? Because every meaningful discovery begins with those same 2 words, what if?